The following is a presentation of the Black Hollywood Live Network, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. Hollywood Redefined. From Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is Black Hollywood Live, Phenomenal Women, featuring in-depth interviews with today's most inspiring women. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood Redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host of Black Hollywood Live, Phenomenal Women.
My girl Whitney. Which is what you do. You do it naturally.
Oh, I try.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Black Hollywood Live's Phenomenal Women. I'm your host, Ashida Onrae. And with me today, I have an amazing mother for our Mother's Day this week. And her name is Briggidy, which I love. I love that name. And she is actually an entrepreneur. She owns her own business, and she owns her own business with her husband. So we're going to get into that on how awesome it is to work with your significant other. And we're going to talk about how life is owning a food truck and running a business where you work with celebrities. And she is a caterer, and she caters from 50 to 1,500 people. Can't wait to get into it to inspire you. Please welcome the show, Briggidy.
Thank you. I'm super happy to be here.
I'm happy that you are here. And I want to start off again, Happy Mommy's Day.
Thank you.
This is awesome. So you and your husband, who's not with us today, but you guys have a business that you run together. And I want to, for our viewers, get started into how did you get started in the catering business?
Well, I've been in the restaurant industry for over 20 years, managing restaurants and just building them from the ground up for other companies, not for my own restaurants, but training all parts of the staff. And on the side, we did little party planning and things like that. And it's just so much fun when you get to have a different person like every time, and you get to experience their unique situation, you know, even though it's like, it's a wedding, but no, it's not just a wedding for them. It's like the hugest event of their life, you know, and it's so fun to see the expressions on their faces, and then they taste the food and then they're just like, you know, I could dance more now.
Right. But what you was able to do, you was able to really learn the business in all aspects because you started from the bottom and worked your way all the way to the top. Tell us about that.
Yeah.
And how do you stay inspired to do that? Because you started from the bottom, and you, actually, I have it here. You worked anywhere from in the kitchen to working the cashier to working everything. So you really got an aspect of how the whole thing works.
Right.
So tell us how you got from the bottom all the way to the top. Take us through that.
Well, you know, I never really started wanting to be in restaurants. I was 16 years old and in theater, and I want to be an actress.
Right.
I'm moving to Hollywood. And then, you know, like everybody got to get that first job.
Right.
So I got that first job as a hostess, and it was so much fun interacting with just the variety of people that came in. And, you know, there's little hiccups every once in a while, but if you always smile, then pretty much they forgive you. So, you know, I started as a hostess, you know, got promoted to server, then assistant manager, and then, you know, slowly just kept working that way. Then, you know, you're going to be safety leader, you're going to be opening new restaurants with us and training everybody in the staff, and, you know, become the certified safety leader and teach all the food safety courses. And I just kept, every time there was something that somebody said, there's this new opportunity, I thought, I'm going to do it.
You're just going to take it.
And I'm going to teach everybody how to do that.
I love it. I love it. So what was that moment, that day when you said, you know what, I'm going to step out on my own? What inspired you to do that?
Well, you know, it was the food. I loved cooking, and we, as in my family, I mean, my mother and my grandmother and everybody, I mean, the best times were in the kitchen together, sitting around trying to make our, what we call, you know, French tamales, because, you know, we didn't have anyone to teach us how to make authentic, you know, tamales. So we'd be making our little French version, because my family's French Canadian. And, you know, we would just be chit-chatting, and we would always joke, one day we'll have our own. And it wasn't until I met my husband that, you know, he had been in the catering industry for about 10 years, and he said, well, if you want to do it, why don't you just do it? And I'm like, well, all those things come to mind. Like, but what about this? What if about this? What about this? What if it doesn't work? What if I doesn't succeed? He's like, well, would you rather be wondering that your whole life? Or would you rather just say, I'm going to do it and see what happens?
I love it.
What's the worst that can happen? Oh, great, I'm in debt, like everybody else already is.
Now, when you first started, that was before the food truck.
Right.
Okay, so take us through the time where you started catering and how you got your first celebrity client and how you grew. Take us through that.
Well, he did mainly all the catering side.
The cooking part?
Yeah. He's a sous chef, and he did all the catering, and I was mainly just restaurants and training everybody throughout the restaurants. So I had always thought of just a brick and mortar restaurant. It wasn't even in my mind to have a truck until, he and I started saying, well, why don't we open our own restaurant? And then, that was in the back of our mind, and we're thinking, okay, we got so many goals we have to accomplish in order to do this. But then at the same time, we loved going out and experiencing the food truck scene because it's just fun. It's a different vibe. Yeah. The people are always very energetic. It's a different type of food. No matter which truck you go to, a lot of them have rotating menus. And we just loved it. But when I became pregnant with my first daughter, there were so many things I was restricted to eat because of my special situations, whatever. Right. That we started looking, we still wanted to go out and have fun, but we needed to find healthier options. And it's a little harder with food trucks. So my husband, he said, well, you want to open up a restaurant, but there's a lot of restaurants and there's a lot of healthy restaurants. But how many healthy food trucks are there? Wow. So we thought, well, let's toss that around. So we tossed it around for about a year, and then we started talking to family, and we'll support you all the way. And we just thought, let's do it then. Let's bring healthier food to the food truck, scene. And it took about a year and a half of planning, but we accomplished it.
I love it.
We're having a blast.
So tell us about the types of food, the healthy food choices that you guys have on the truck.
We have a little bit of everything. I mean, we're mainly like burgers, paninis, and melts on the actual truck. But the catering side, we do just about anything. You want, like we're doing like cool rolled butters with, crackled duck skin on some of them, which isn't so healthy, but we're using, organic chickens, we're using organic butters. So things that you can still get that little bit of, I'm being bad, but it's a little healthier for you. Okay.
Being bad, but it's a little bit healthier. Yes. I love it. So when we go, by the way, I just want to let everybody know that it's Farms Belly on Twitter.
Farmer's Belly.
So that they can find you and know that it's healthy options on the food truck that you can have. In addition, you guys cater special events, weddings, parties, everything, and you have healthy food choices. Yes. So take us through one of your events that you get to, take us through one of your events. I would love to hear, because I come from an event side too, and I'm passionate about it.
Well, we just finished a wedding, but that one was just beautiful. We did a really nice display we use a lot of natural like displays. We like the fresh sanded woods and all that natural greenery and from the plants, and so we try to like decorate that way. We did these beautiful assorted cheese boards with beautiful variety of wild edible flowers. Nuts and beautiful fruit displays. So that was beautiful. We're getting some pictures of that pretty soon.
I can't wait to see.
On site. But coming up over at Joseph Filippi Winery over in Rancho, we're doing this really fun tapas event where he's bringing out his new wines. And so for each wine, there's 3 new ones. We're having 3 tapas for each wine for each person.
Oh, wow.
So there's a total of 8 tapas. So that's going to be cool. It's going to be like 3 little appetizer tapas, 3 main, and then 2 dessert tapas.
Now, for our non-chef audience who may not know what a tapas is, let us what exactly is a tapas?
A tapa is basically like, it's a mini appetizer instead of like sharing with the whole group. It's like your own individual. It's basically like a 2 or 3 bite appetizer for yourself. So like if you normally get like an appetizer platter this much, it's like 5 or 6 pieces. Well, this is going to be like 1 piece is a tapa.
Okay, I got it. No, a person's gonna be like, what's a tapa?
A top of what?
Right.
I don't know.
Now you actually have a celebrity following. Can you tell us some of the events? I love this. I love this.
The truck has only been open since October, but we've already served for the Honest Company, which is Jessica Alba's company. Beautiful, beautiful company. Beautiful people. They do some wonderful work with, greening up different schools and bringing, beautiful gardens so the kids can learn how to, grow natural things and where they actually come from. Where does that tomato come from? Right. So we served at one of those events. We recently did an episode with Haley Duff, which is going to be on Aura TV. And that was just a blast. We filmed it over at Abbott and Kinney, it's called. And over at the goat cheese farm where we buy some of our goat cheese. So we filmed it over there, and that was just fun. And we've catered for them a couple times. So far, it's fun.
I love
it. We're
meeting
all sorts of people.
I know. So how do you go from unknown, in a sense, where you're starting your business, to having a celebrity client?
We just talk to people.
Yeah, and I think that people don't understand that when you start and you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
I think that's just the essential aspect of your business, because once word gets out, and that's the best form of media, not media, but just a form of, what's the word I'm trying to look? Marketing, right. I just went blank here.
I don't know. Let's see. Let's think of a word.
Advertisement. That's the word I'm looking for. The best way of advertising is word of mouth. And I think that you are an example of just doing something that you love, stepping out, being fearless, and just doing it, listening to your husband. And then next thing you know, you're with Jessica Alba at the Honest Company. I love it. Now, speaking of your husband, what is that like working with your husband?
Oh my gosh.
I just love this.
I'm sure everybody can imagine what it's like working with their husband. No. Right. No, he's totally awesome. Yeah. We kind of tag team the baby, so if I've got things to do, then, he's got her. And if I've got things to do, then if he's got things to do, then I've got her. He handles mostly everything on the truck because he's just like totally fast. Yeah. I mean, I'm sitting there at the computer and I try to flip an egg and I'm just like, that's just not going to work. But we have a great support following. All the family is so wonderful. So we don't have a lot of issues there. I think the hardest part is just finding time to be together. Yeah. And, we just make sure that we do. I mean, I know that that's so hard for some people to say, like, how do I just make sure? I'm so tired. Yeah. Well, you don't always have to go out and go to Disneyland, to, have fun together. I mean, we have our own little, games at home. We'll cook for each other, give a surprise ingredient and say, let me see if you know what to use this for. Right. We watch our cooking channel shows and, sit there and we laugh and giggle at Sesame Street with our little girls. So it's those little times that are so important and so much fun. Yes. And I think that's what actually keeps us sane and together, is that we can sit there with her and just watch her amazement as she's like looking at something. Right.
Because essentially that's called the front of the house and the back of the house. How you guys tag team, just for you guys, the audience that may not know, he handles one aspect of it and you handle another. Right. So how do you balance working together where you see each other and then you come home and then you're not working and it's like, okay, now it's husband and wife time? How do you balance the two?
I don't know. We just
do it. Which is what I love so much about you. You just do it.
I'm like, just do it. I don't know.
You just did it when you started your business, and it's like, okay, babe. Well, now that the job is over, we're gonna be husband and wife now, and you just do it.
And, there is no okay, now we're turning it off, of course. Right, because you get home and there's still a slew of emails that you've got to honey, what do you think about this? What about this? Is the menu done for this, wedding coming up? Or the tapas event? Is it ready? Is it ready? Is it ready? And, we just, of course, we get in our little tiffs and our little arguments. But I think when you turn around and you're brave enough and you're smart enough to turn around and say, gosh, I'm so sorry. That was the stupidest argument ever. Right. I still love you, and
Yeah.
let's not, we don't go to bed angry. We don't, it's just be smart enough to turn around and say, okay,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
apologize. Let's move on.
yeah, let's move on.
Now, I want to talk about the catering side because wedding season is upon us.
Yes.
So I want to bring awareness that when you do weddings, what can you offer a new bride so they'll know
Oh my gosh.
some of the things that you offer?
We do appetizer settings. We do coffee tables. We do cold pressed juices even.
wow.
Yeah. We had an event where they were just like, we just want cold pressed juices, a variety. And we're like, okay, we'll just make a whole bunch of cold pressed juices, and your customers or your, I always call them
Guests, customers. I know, because to you it's a customer,
I
but actually
know.
to the bride it's a guest.
Yeah. Your guests could come up and
Right.
pick whatever cold pressed juice they want, and
Oh
they were
my
like, "This
God.
is so fun!" And so
I love
they
that.
did that, and that was a blast because
Yeah.
coming up with different creations was fun. We do. I mean, there's so many things.
Yeah.
I also have a bachelor's in interior design, so I can do the whole setup.
So you design too?
Yeah,
Oh,
so I could do
love it.
whatever you need. We could do it. I've done party planning, and we've done the catering side, and we know musicians, we know valet people, so it's just like, let us know. We can help you find these people.
Okay, so did you just share with me, because I'm going to share with everyone, especially your bride, that you're a one-stop shop?
Basically a one-stop shop.
Because when you talk to brides, they're stressed out. They got to go here, there, everywhere to
I
pick
know, poor
everyone.
things.
Yeah, and then you
I
can
know,
go to
been there.
you, to Briggidy, and just say, hey, we can help you plan your whole wedding.
Yeah, and we're very patient. We know, it took one person at least 2 months just to say, okay, I think I want to know more about you.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm so stressed. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, we're here for you whenever you need
Right,
it. We're not going to
right.
be like, you have till this date to let us know.
Right.
We're here for you. We know the stress that you're under.
Yes.
They call us a week before and they're like, oh my God, 8 more people just said they want to come, and they didn't RSVP, but I have to feed them. And I'm like, just.
Right. So now
It's
you're
all
also
right.
an event planner.
I
You're
know.
also So Briggidy and Farmer's Belly, just so that everybody knows, you guys not only just cater food, but you're also an event planner. You're also a designer, so you can help them design, and you can help them create uniqueness for their event. I love it. So what else is next for you guys coming up besides the event that you told us about earlier today? Is there anything else that you can share with us, that you can enlighten us, that we can know about?
Well, the ultimate goal, which I haven't talked much about, but it's we really, really want to have kind of a culinary camp for kids.
Oh my gosh.
So that's kind of like what we're saving up for. We want to get another truck, and then we want to use what we get from those 2 trucks to hopefully get a nice building with a lot of land, and so these kids can go, and for all ages, we can have the little ones get dropped off and then picked up, and then the little older ones can stay the night, and we can learn what it's like to get up early and plant their little seeds and grow different things and feed the animals, and then at the end have a nice meal that's made by them and us for the family.
I love it.
So that's the ultimate goal, just bringing this to the kids and saying, this, you can learn this too, and this is for your future. And so that's what we really want.
I love it. Briggidy, and I love your name. Does anybody have a meeting actually, Briggidy? I love
Briggidy,
it.
I don't know. It's like an old Irish Gaelic name, and I don't know. I used to say
like that
Briggidy,
name.
like no diggity, but now I realize
No diggity, no doubt.
Yeah.
Right.
But now I realize, like, all the kids nowadays, they're like, huh? Like, it's not funny to them because they don't know.
Oh, because
what
they don't
that
know
is.
the history. Right. That's a whole different era back then.
Yeah.
Well, Briggidy, thank you so much for coming on. I truly appreciate you, and I just love the fact that you just shared with me, myself, and the audience that just do it. No matter what, just go out
do
there
it.
and just do it, and just you inspired all of us. And again, your Twitter is Farmer's Belly. And what about your website? Tell us where they can go on your.
Farmersbelly.com.
Okay.
We just started it because, like I said, we only opened the truck in October. So we don't have a lot of photos and everything like that. You just kind of got to contact us and we can talk about what we could do.
Well, and I also have this video. So, that would be your, that's my marketing material right there. Thank you so much. And again, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
And I want to thank all of our fans and our audience for watching Phenomenal Women. Please catch us again next week on Black Hollywood Live's Phenomenal Women. I'm Ashida Onrae. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Ashida Onrae, and we'll see you next week.
Woo.
From producers Maria Menounos, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, Kevin Undergaro, and the entire BHL crew, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I'm your BHL announcer, Scipio. Instagram me at Planet Scipio. Thank you for tuning in. The views expressed here are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.
Thanks for watching Black Hollywood Live on YouTube. For more in-depth interviews and news, subscribe to our channel here and be sure to share your opinion in the comment section below here. See you soon, everyone. Bye.